on this one because it says a wonderful morning, a new one, and a gifted one at that. So if you were awake this morning, count yourself grateful because you've gotten it and you are here and it's amazing and you've been gifted a new day. You should be grateful for that gift. So, what happened? What is happening? Sugar baby, how are you doing? You didn't have to. Alright, so Sugar baby just stepped into the studio and she was kind of wondering. I was wondering what she was wondering about. Okay. Alright then, so a lot is happening and today is Girlfriend's Day. Oh, you're interested in that one? Look at you. Yesterday is Girlfriend's Day and today, 1st of August, is that that's my kind of language. You like that one? Yeah, it's Girlfriend Day. Alright, so anybody can be a girlfriend, right? So it can be your sister, your mother, your actual lover. So if you have a girlfriend in your life, because I have so many girlfriends in my life right now, yes, you should celebrate them today because today is their day. And, you know, this day don't usually come. We usually have more Mother's Day than Girlfriend's Day. So,
True.
yeah, so you should celebrate Girlfriend's Day. And most especially your girlfriend, your lover, celebrate her and appreciate her if she is worth celebrating and appreciating. Because, you know, some persons used to do like, you know what, I don't know.
I don't know what you don't know.
Okay, that thing I don't know. That's what I used to do. Just act funny, act one kind. But then you should just appreciate her because she's still in your life and she means a lot to you, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think it's the lover's part for me, not even the girl part. It's the lover's part.
Okay.
The boyfriend should do something nice for the girlfriend.
Definitely.
It's not easy to have women in your life.
So girlfriends fall into many categories, right? While many grow up together, others meet through work or college, still others share a bond with much deeper. Sisters and mother meet the definition of girlfriend. So today is not just for your lover alone, but your sister, your mother, that very female in your life that makes it have a whole lot of meaning is your girlfriend. Go out there, celebrate her, celebrate them, and make them happy, make them feel appreciated, make them feel loved, you know, because they actually feel a space that no one else can ever feel in your life. So, celebrate me. I should be your girlfriend. So, I should be your girlfriend, celebrate me. And I think my brothers, I have to call them celebrate me. My parents should celebrate me. And maybe the other person should celebrate me. What was that? What was that?
I'm concurring with what you're saying.
No, that's not contention. That's not your concurring. That's you giggling. I don't know why you're giggling well. Like I said, that other person should appreciate me. Yes, the other person should appreciate you. Very necessary. Thank you. So, she has said it. Everybody should appreciate their girlfriends today. And also today, right? Okay, let's switch it back a bit. You know, on this very day, 2020, it was a Saturday. On this very day, 1st of August 2020, was a Saturday. Good. So, 2021, August 1st was a Sunday. 2022, August 1st was a Monday. 23 was a Tuesday and came down to 2025 being Friday, which is the perfect day. Do you understand? Right? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and a lot of persons, if you've been so busy, if you've been so stressed, today is the day to take yourself out. Go online. Go
Those that still have their salary remaining and messed up the salary.
If you don't have your salary remaining, cling to somebody.
What can you cling to?
Cling to it. A friend that has.
Happy Sugar have said it, I'm clinging to someone.
My salary has finished. Alright, so cling to someone. Just make sure you have fun today because it's Friday and you should relax. You should feel, you know, hyperactive today because after today comes the Owambe tomorrow. Party. For so many persons, remember to eat that rice for two. Eat that rice for two, drink for two, and dance with me in your head.
Exactly.
Alright, so this is Burna Boy playing the song before the news. Burna Boy, Don't Let Me Drown. Yeah, and I actually wish that.
I thought you would play Girlfriend by Ruben.
Oh, you want that?
Yes, that's his girlfriend day now.
Yeah, no.
Give us sugar.
Oh, yeah, no. Where did I get that memo? Alright, I'll play you Girlfriend by Ruga. And this one is especially for Sugar Baby.
Exactly. Let's kick the thing off.
EBS, the Star Station. Of the nation, we bring you current news as it happens from around Nigeria and the world. EBS Radio News.
Time check is 6:30, and this is the news at dawn. I am Belema Ikiriko. The headlines. Governor Monday Okpebholo flags off palliative work on failed portions of federal roads in Edo North Senatorial District. President Bola Tinubu urges state governors to invest more in the welfare of Nigerians. Federal government appeals to striking health workers and calls for negotiations. State Governor Monday Okpebholo has flagged off palliative work and failed portions of federal roads in Edo North Senatorial District. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Fred Utua, said in a statement on Thursday that the road sections span about 9.61 kilometers. That include the Aochi Igara, Ayetoro, Onome, Nekwa, Ayegole, Ipeshi, Ibilu, Eko, Eka, Oke Axis, all located within the Edo North Senatorial District. At the flag off, Governor Monday Okpebholo said his administration will continue to ensure good highways in Edo North, Edo Central, and Edo South senatorial districts, and would confront insecurity in the state, particularly kidnapping, which he described as having become a business. He added that the President Bola Tinubu administration remained committed to the development of the state and would ensure that the people benefited from the dividends of democracy, as shown in the mandate given by the President to make sure he rehabilitates the failed portions and roads across the state, whether federal or state. The place of age in providing sustainable and quality governance in Nigeria has attracted comments from some concerned residents of Benin City. They spoke to EBS Justin Ebo this Thursday on whether or not age is required to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. The report.
Many have over the years continued to point to the younger generation as future leaders of any nation who are waiting patiently for their time to come. Flowing from this school of thought, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, urged youth to equip themselves with the requisite values and capacity building needed to be able to shape the country's political future. Commenting on the place of age in leadership and the wherewithal to effectively manage the political and economic well-being of the nation, a legal practitioner, Abba noted that young people should allow themselves to be trained to enable them acquire useful capacities to be able to take up the challenges of governance, citing examples of Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, among other past leaders.
The youth, rather than build up themselves, whether by way of academics, expertise, but they are desiring to build up themselves with a quest for money. The desire to get rich, abandoning what would bring fulfillment to the nation.
On his part, the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Benin Branch, Idamuja Heredia Osifu, explained that what is required to effectively govern a nation depends on the capacity of the individual, irrespective of age.
In America, the last president was over 82 very bad, but it depends on who that individual is. That's why we initially identified capacity as the major criteria for aspiring to leadership position.
Former chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Edo State Branch, and current chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, Edo State Council, Festus Alege, was of the view that since workers in the public service have the duration of working considering their ages, politicians should also have a specific period to serve the nation to pave way for the younger ones whom he noted as still energetic to offer quality service.
I agree that in this country, when we have people who were very young who in charge of the affairs of Nigeria, that's when Nigeria put. Take a line back to retired General Yakubu Gowon. He was 23 years old when he became the leader of this country.
Justin Edmond, PBS News.
The House of Representatives is supporting the establishment of new vocational and technical institutions as a strategic step curbing youth unemployment in Nigeria. Its Committee on Federal Polytechnic and Higher Technical Education, chaired by Fuyad Laguda, has therefore organized a public hearing on 3 bills seeking to establish more technical and vocational institutions across the country. Henrietta Momodu tells us more.
The 3 bills seek the establishment of federal technical and vocational skills institutions in Benue, Bauchi, and Ogun states. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, declaring the talks open, say about 55% of Nigerian youth are either unemployed or underemployed, largely due to a mismatch between their education and the needs of the job market. Represented by Awal Kwadabe, Abbas maintains that Nigeria's development hinges on the integration of science, technology, and vocational education in its education system. On the part of Chairman of the House Committee on Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education, Fuyad Laguda, the bills aim to promote entrepreneurship, create jobs employable and self-reliant, especially within their local communities.
The emergence of a new technology such as artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, and big data, it is no longer sufficient for educational institutions to merely impact theoretically knowledge. They seek to promote entrepreneurship studies and skill acquisition to empower Nigerians with the skills to become employable, create jobs, and excel anywhere, particularly in their various constituencies.
Sponsors of the bills enumerate merits of the legislative frameworks.
At the population growing at over 3-4%, and unemployment rates the way we have it, I think it's all been agreed that one way at which we can reduce unemployment is to ensure that our younger ones, who constitute a greater percentage of the population, have acquired skill. As we are not aware, I come from the northeastern part of the country, which is the most poorest of the poor region in this country. Therefore, it becomes necessary for us to look at a way out. And lack of which is to come up with very, very important things such as establishment of vocational and technical education. The time has come to move beyond the outdated expectation of white-collar jobs. There is an urgent need for all stakeholders to promote skill acquisition as a tool to combat unemployment, drug abuse, monetary and other social challenges.
From the National Assembly, Abuja, Henrietta Mamadu, ABS News.
President Bola Tinubu on Thursday called on state governors to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians by investing more in rural electrification, agricultural mechanization, poverty eradication, and infrastructure. Tinubu calls followed the presentation on the Renewed Hope World Development Program by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, at the 150th meeting of the National Economic Council held at the State House Council Chamber in Abuja. The President urged state governors to collaborate with the federal government to drive economic development in rural areas across the country, directed NEC to set up a committee to enhance the actualization of legacy projects, especially the Lagos-Calabar and Sokoto-Badagry superhighways, and order the transfer of the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation to the Presidency. In the meantime, the National Economic Council has called for the strengthening of state emergency management agencies, SEMAs, across the 36 states of the Federation and urged the Federal Ministry of Finance to release emergency funds to address impending flood effect. This was contained in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communication. Stanley Ocha on Thursday. The Council resolution came following the presentation by the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Zubaida Umar, on the country's 2025 flood preparedness and response initiatives during the Council meeting. It added that local government areas and communities were specifically directed to take ownership of local risk mitigation efforts, engage actively in awareness campaigns, and report early signs of flood risks to appropriate authorities. The federal government has appealed to the striking health workers, especially the nurses, to call off the ongoing strike action, saying the contentious issues should or rather can be resolved through negotiations. The federal government said it will be meeting with the leadership of the nurses and doctors this Friday in a bid to trash out all the issues that led to the strike. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pati, disclosed this while briefing State House correspondent at the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting, presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the Council Chambers, Presidential Villa in Abuja. The minister said that all the issues that led to the nurses' strike have been looked into and actions have been taken by the government to address the situation. federal government has cautioned young women against entering risky relationships formed through social media, highlighting the growing dangers of digital exploitation. The Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, issued the warning in Abuja on Thursday at the launch of the 2025 Set for Life Leadership, Empowerment, Achievement and Development Camp and the unveiling of the National Child Investment and Achievement Program. Represented by the Ministry's Permanent Secretary, Dr. Mariam Kanshuru, the Minister reminded attendees that digital spaces are not always safe, stating the trust must be earned, not downloaded, while urging caution among young women. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has disclosed that it generated 2.5 billion naira from its recent clampdown on illicit drug markets in Lagos, Onitsha, and Aba. NAFDAC Director General Mojisola Adeyeye revealed this during a session with the House of Representatives Committee on Food and Drug Administration and Control in Abuja. ABS National Assembly correspondent Hereta Momodu gives insight on what transpired at the meeting.
Between February 9 and 27 March 2025, we led a raid to remove fake drugs from 3 major open markets in Nigeria. Major markets in Lagos, Onitsha, and Aba were the focus as the agency fished out unregistered, expired, banned, substandard, falsified, illicit narcotics, and controlled substances. Now, lawmakers demand details of the operation, which raked in 2.5 billion naira.
What you are saying is how much is realized at Onitsha? Why can't you produce that? Can't it be done? How much is realized at Lagos? And what? That's what I say. There is some total. Onitsha, Lagos, total. This is the total amount realized.
From an existing grant, 159 million. And then regulatory expenses, 1.175. So out of the 2.537, we have 206 or 207 million naira.
NAFDAC's Director of Finance and Accounts, Umar Adeniji, tells the panel that Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has classified NAFDAC as a revenue-generating agency and is sweeping up to 50% of all revenue inflows into the federal treasury.
There was an order from OAGF and from OAGF, and they have included us as revenue generating agency, and we have been writing severally through my DG that we are not actually revenue generating agency. We are just a NAFDAC, and we are just for the health of the
The
nation.
Regina Akumen-led House Committee is not satisfied.
What I'm seeing from these papers is that the work has not been completely done. I would like to give you time to go back. What goes in and what goes on, you haven't talked about.
The NAFDAC is to return with a comprehensive location-by-location account of the 2.5 billion naira generated from the raids.
For this news and information, be sure to visit our website at absng.com. Join the conversation and listen live at absng.com/radio. Subscribe to EBS on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at EBS Benin. This news is reaching you live from EBS Radio, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. The news return shortly after this time out.
A sign into law for Kidnapping Prohibition Amendment Bill has risen. This message is brought to you by the Edo State Government. Edo Broadcasting Service, 95.7 FM. News.
Many thanks for staying tuned with us. This is the news at dawn. Moving on, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Bianca Ojukwu has met with Ghana Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Samuel Ablakwa to address the recent wave of protests targeting Nigerians living in Ghana. In a statement shared on her official social media account on Thursday, Ojukwu disclosed that the meeting focused on concerns arising from the demonstrations where some Ghanaian citizens accused Nigerians of contributing to rising crime levels. She added that the minister assured that the lives, property, acted, and that there is certainly no threat of mass deportation of our nationals residing in Ghana. She noted that the federal government of Nigeria is exploring all avenues to bring a diplomatic resolution to the crisis, which stemmed from widespread protests in Ghana against Nigerian nationals following repeated incidents of criminal activities blamed on foreign residents. The Police Service Commission is seeking collaboration with the Federal Character Commission ahead of the upcoming recruitment exercise into the Nigeria Police Force. Chairmen of both commissions met in Abuja to forge a way in complementing interagency collaboration to promote fairness, equity and inclusiveness in the police recruitment process. Abuja correspondent Ayetutu Olufohai has the report.
Chairman of the Police Service Commission, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Hashimu Agungu, insists that the recruitment into the police force will be in a transparent and equitable manner in line with constitutional and statutory provisions. He adds that there is no intention of requesting waivers or replacements during the exercise. Agungu warns that any individual found engaging in fraud or racketeering during the exercise will be dealt with decisively.
Whereby the act establishing the Commission for Character Commission for certain things to report. Gender issue has to be considered. Local governments, states, and joint political has to be considered. And make it more equitable, not equality.
Acting Executive Chairman of the Federal Character Commission, Kayode Oladele, reiterates the importance of interagency collaboration in upholding constitutional values of justice, fairness, and unity.
The Police Service Commission, as the institution responsible for appointments, promotions, and disciplinary control in the Nigerian Police Force, plays a crucial role in the administration of justice and the security architecture of our nation. The responsibilities intersect significantly with the constitutional mandate for the Federal Character Commission, particularly in the area of equitable distribution, representation, and inclusiveness in the composition and operation of the police force.
The meeting is a strategic partnership between the two commissions in preparation for recruiting cadet assistant superintendents of police, ASPs, and inspectors. From Abuja, Ayetutu Olufohai, EBS News.
The mystery behind the unification of people from different political, religious, and ethnic backgrounds whenever there's a football match has been unveiled by football enthusiasts and psychologists. EBS Friday Himoto, who went round town for answers to this pressing issue, completes the report.
Football, also known as soccer, is the most popular sport in the world, played between two teams of 11 players each. Football cut across languages, race, religion, and social class, which unify people, creating shared experiences, building community, bridging differences, and giving everyone something in common to love. Investigation revealed that whenever there is local or international football, persons of different religion, political and ethnic backgrounds come together to watch the game. Some football lovers say coming together by all when football match is being played is a sign of unity and mutual coexistence.
Football is one factor. Football understand all languages. And football know everybody around the football. One of the football goals that the game brings and the positive energy and vibes you get from the game is one big part. When we watch football and see the kind of people that are there, you will see a native doctor there, you will see Imam there, you will see Muslim, Christians, everybody. These are the people when they see themselves outside, they are like enemy to each other. At the time it comes to football, you see everybody gather because there is a kind of spirit that goes with football.
The game of football is one of the most interesting game in the world. For me, I play football and I find out that there is a spirit around football. When it comes to football, everybody's interested.
The game of football is a game of joy. People come together and sit and watch. Have fun.
Acting Head, Clinical Services, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Benin, where Osaitin speaks on the mental health associated with football.
Concerning our mental health, in a lot of ways, it helps to release tension and unify people. Okay, it brings for the camaraderie, gives people a sense of belonging, and unify groups, communities, which help to improve the mental well-being of the individuals. So in a lot of ways, it has been quite helpful. However, there are still some disadvantages. It is not every person that can watch a football match and see their team lose.
As the game of football brings everyone together irrespective of their religion and political affiliation, it is the hope of the people that the same unity be translated into better society. Friday Ehimoto, EBS News.
To end the news, here are some of our top stories. Reported to you that Governor Monday Okpebholo has flagged off palliative work on failed portions of federal roads in Edo North Senatorial District. President Bola Tinubu has urged state governors to invest more in the welfare of Nigerians. And the federal government has appealed to striking health workers and called for negotiations. And that ends the news as edited by Clement Akosye. I'm Lama Ikiriko. Good morning.
MTN Mega Billion Promo is finally here from Monday to Saturday at 7 p.m. Plenty Nigerians will stand a chance to win
Brigadier, you can call me Bellamar. And of course I have Desmond here on me. Desmond, happy new month and good morning.
Happy New Month, Bellamar. Happy New Month, Nigeria. What is new Happy New Month in the business doesn't really.
No, it's not easy, my dear, to see a new month. A lot of us has lost their life the previous month, so we should be happy that it's a new month. You made it till another month.
The difference between the old month and the new month is just a second. So,
okay. If you say so.
Yes.
Alright, okay, first of all, let's kick off our day with observances today for today being the 1st of August. Now we have international observances. Today is World Lung Cancer Day, and the purpose is to raise awareness about lung cancer and encourage prevention and early detection. Like, it's actually a very important day for we, like, worldwide in total, World Lung Cancer Day. Today, the United States are observing today as National Girlfriends Day. It's not actually like a world celebration, it's just only people in the US.
You know, when the US is celebrating the year, it's like the whole world is celebrating. So people can actually see it as a World Girlfriends Day.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
So it's only for the US folks, so it's not for Nigeria. But anyway, we can actually, take it and also
You cannot take it. You just say that.
we can take it today too. So please show love and support to your beautiful girlfriends and women in your life in general. Yes, that's it. And yes, okay, we also have part of the crew, Chris and Nabs. Good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. Because you're Joe himself. He realizes good love is there. It's a new month to everybody. It's a brand, it's a new month. And we pray for the best. But this is so that you know that this is the only month that separates all the months from the end of the month. And of course, today, the first day of August 1997, a musical icon was rushed to the hospital, talking about Fela Anikulapo Kuti. And of course, he passed on a day after. That is, tomorrow will be anniversary for 28 years, actually. Yeah, for Fela children, and of course, for those who love the Calcutta Republic. Precious lyrics. Bamiada himself. I remember the soldiers were from the shoreline, so that's it.
Nice one. But I love Fela so much. My mom especially loves Fela so much. Okay, let's kick off with what is actually trending on social media before we start digesting the newspapers, the headlines across different newspapers, daily newspaper in Nigeria. So trending on social media, we have NCC shut down movie box over piracy operations. I don't know, for those people that go to, download movies from other sites, especially this movie box, they'll be so sad hearing this one.
Yeah, just this of our interns. They're just talking about music box and they were happy about it.
Yeah.
The next one's coming.
No one saw this one coming. It's almost as if we're trying to be happy and just trying to take away our happiness.
But if it's illegal and they are pirating movies, I don't think it's worth shutting down, honestly. Yeah, I don't encourage piracy or something. I don't. So if it's illegal, it should be banned.
And it should make the subscription to all those sites that are legal, quite fair, so people can be going there and watch movies and download movies with it.
Is any site subscription?
Okay, still on trending news, there's a very big update for we Nigerian folks. Nigeria Egusi Seed makes historic journey to space aboard NASA mission. I'm telling you, not only just Egusi, even the likes of okra, cowpea, all of them, they made their way to space. So let me actually give you the whole details. This pioneering scientific experiment spearheaded by Nigerian space scientists and Federal University of Technology, Akure alumnus Temidayo Onyosun, aims to evaluate the nutritional and functional sustainability or suitability of Egusi seeds for extended human space exploration. So they're just preparing in advance, just in case, something happens. This particular staple foods of Nigeria can actually make, progress outside the space or outside the shores of the earth. So that is actually what the whole initiative was all about. And also we have St. Patrick on board. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Nigeria, good morning, our great team right here. You made mention of World Girlfriend Day.
Yes, for the US. US is celebrating.
National Girlfriend Day in the US.
Okay, national.
Yeah, in the US, actually.
Okay, so we're exempted.
No, but you can actually,
We are
you
exempted.
can actually celebrate it. I'm one here. I'm one.
Madam, please don't try it.
Are you a girlfriend to anybody here?
It's not for it's not like relationship, but any girl. I'm a girlfriend to like everybody here. Yes, of course. I'm a
You're a
girlfriend.
girlfriend to everybody.
Yes, like a female friend is a girlfriend.
It's not female. It is not saying one female friend. It's a National Girlfriend
It's
Day.
still called girlfriend.
Okay, don't worry. Grace will handle that.
Okay, still on a training report, we have a breaking news. Nigeria adopt compulsory drug test for tertiary students. Now, Nigeria now has a policy for compulsory drug and substance tests
I definitely adopted it.
yes, for all tertiary institutions and secondary schools students before getting admission and during their studies. What do you think about this?
We talked about this yesterday or within the week. It should start from the top. It shouldn't, I think it's I don't see this as one of our major challenges, honestly. If they want to start drug testing people, it should start from the top, from the Senate, from the House of Reps. And they said that yesterday. They should not take it. I agree that some vaccines are then into drugs and all that, yeah, but it should start from the top because if you also check some of the things the Senate, the House of Reps kind of decisions they make sometimes, you will not tend to wonder, this guy is not even on something. So we should start from there.
All right, moving over, we have something coming from FCT Minister Yeso Wike. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has announced it will commence mandatory hepatitis screening for food handlers operating in restaurants, markets, bakeries, and canteen across Abuja. Do you think there's a welcome
It
domino?
shouldn't be just a test, it should be compulsory vaccination. Because hepatitis is a...
No, when they test and they say maybe it's positive, they vaccinate. So you just have to vaccinate everybody.
Exactly. Vaccinate, make it free, make it accessible. So for everybody.
And affordable.
For free. Okay, free. Exactly. You know, not just testing and no, we don't want that one. But these are some of the things I talk about. You're making policies and you're talking about testing. Now, but when you talk about drug tests, you are saying, that students must be tested, must have tests before they can enter tertiary institutions.
And before their studies too as well.
Misplaced priorities sometimes.
All right, okay. That's not all. We also have the Senate approves Tinubu $21 billion loan request to fund the 2025 budget is official.
That ship has long sailed now. We always know that is what's going to go through. So, yeah.
It's not all about borrowing. We want to also see where the money is going to.
I think I'm thinking I'm flopping that.
The president needs to focus more on federal roads.
Federal roads,
Which has
yes.
started already.
Which of them?
The one that we are doing now in Edo State now.
No, that is being done by the other state government. I'm afraid Pala Road is a state road. It's a state road. So don't take it. Don't take it.
What I'm saying is the donation from Benin to Asaba.
That is why I pass through every day. Nothing has been done there. Even the skeletal job that has been done there is very, very slow. I pass through there to and fro every day.
So let's keep our fingers crossed and see where the $21 billion will be going to. So probably for federal roads.
Okay.
We're looking forward to that.
All right, let's head out to Daily Newspaper this morning.
But before then, I also listened to your last story when you were reading the news. You talked about the mystery behind unification of people from different political and religious ethnic background. It's a report done by Friday Motor talking about sports, how sports have been able to unite the world. Yes. So, and with that, I would quickly like to let our esteemed listeners know that beginning from tomorrow, we have a huge taste of sports, more football and other sports. At 2 p.m., EBS will be broadcasting live a sport program that's called a sports update. That will be at 2. Then at 4 there will be a live score. It's another new program that you'll be listening to on ABS. So it's just for us to unite our listeners as well and keep ABS the star station.
So we're going to head up to the Punch Daily this morning. Marketers warn against disruption as Dangote plant direct fuel supply. Marketers warn against disruption as Dangote plans direct fuel supply. What do you have to say about this?
So at last, it's coming to fruition.
The marketers are not happy.
They're not happy about it yet. I think for me, I think the government should do the needful, fix our refineries and make this fuel affordable. Because if at the end of the day they allow all of Dangote to be running this up in the petroleum downstream sector, trust me, in no time it will monopolize. That's not going to monopolize. Yes, just like ice and cement and exactly. And there will be nothing anybody can do about it. You know, if one person can build a refinery and run it, it determines the price. Yes, I mean, it determines everything. So, what best and next to do is just to fix our refineries and make these things affordable so that there will be competition and also encourage more private refineries. Yes.
Well said. Okay, we have Dino Melaye, politics. Dino Melaye resigns from PDP and cites and the party lack potency. That is what Dino Melaye is saying. He's actually finally, taking a bow from PDP.
I said this. I've been saying this all along. It's an action film, and of course, more drama will be unfolding until 2027. Yeah.
We have Tinubu approves tenure extension for Customs CG. Tinubu approves tenure extension for Customs CG.
The Customs CG has done so well over time.
So he deserves it.
The IGR, sure, exactly. So every year that's tripled. Exactly. So you expect that he will have to retain the office.
And we have ex-APC aspirant Tinubu will win 2027 with 15 million votes. This is coming from ex-APC aspirant. Then we have Jerry Ghana says that Peter Obi would win Northern State if he returns to PDP. This is what Jerry Ghana is saying, that Peter Obi might or would win the Northern State if he returns to PDP. What do you guys have to say about Jerry Ghana prophecy?
Jerry Ghana, I've not heard this name for quite some time. Where did it come from? He has been on the ground and one time Minister of Information, in the late 90s and early 2000s. The first crop of politicians, Jerry Ghana, Professor Jerry Ghana, I think all of a sudden we are beginning to hear some old names again in the People's Democratic Party. He is not to say whether or not he's not INEC at the end of the day. And for the other person that had said it in the moment, winning by 15 million votes, the other person is also INEC. He has to now begin to suspect that, maybe they've retained the results somewhere.
Exactly, and that is all from the Punch newspaper.
Alright, quickly looking at the Vanguard paper of today, we have call of strike, return to negotiation, federal government tells health workers. Call of strike, return to negotiation, federal government tells health workers.
Not only federal government, but that's where we have a problem. They just meet their needs. That's why sometimes these drug tests need to start from the top. These people give warning strike. They give 50 days. 50 days. We're going to damn tools. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the government head, we have the Minister for Labour and others, the things call them together to get them. Before you go on this strike, what are the things you need? This is what we can do. The names come to the negotiation table. You use the square table this time. And they waited until these guys said, okay, I know they said, even if the federal government is negotiating, they will still go on that. On 7 days complete. It was complete 7 days.
So they gave their own warning.
Yes.
saying even if you're coming to negotiate, we'll still
complete. Trust me. The next thing you will hear now, if the persist is no work, no pay.
I understand that. They mentioned it earlier. I said they know the federal government will and said that.
But it's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work.
I think Nigerian workers already used to that.
Yeah, and Nigerian workers, they deserve their wages. Honestly, they deserve it. Regardless of the
minimum wage should be increased. I don't want to go the
Higher than this?
No, it's already in the law. So in 2 years' time, because it's every 3 years. So in 2 years' time, she might increment.
Alright, Tinubu fires DG of Nigeria Climate Change Council appoints replacement. Obi, not Atiku, has better chance against Tinubu in 2027. Erufai's son speaking there. And we have another story here. Tinubu to NSIB released investigation reports without delay. Federal government promotes 100 FRSC senior officers. FEC approves 987 billion for upgrade of aviation infrastructure. 987 billion for upgrade of aviation infrastructure.
Is it the MM International Airport or the Nanyasiki? Which one?
International Airport. Let's really look at that story here so that we get full details of that. It said the Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved contracts worth 987 billion naira for extensive infrastructure upgrades at airports across Nigeria. Mr. Festus Keyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, disclosed this following Thursday FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the State House of Abuja. And he explained that the project would be funded through Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund.
Okay. We pray it affects, so that means the being airport inclusive.
Yes.
Okay. I just hope so. And that money is humongous, and I just hope it gets across the system. All the airports in Nigeria. That's what they say. That's what they say. Yes, at the end of the day, sometimes I say, I have 8 some, and they'll now begin to set up a committee to probe how the money went for XYZ airports. That one is big.
Alright, Obi's 2023 rhetoric won't work in 2027. Senator Olujimi speaking there. And Customs intercept 96 million naira petrol in Adamawa, condemns mob attack. No president has supported governors like Tinubu in Nigeria's history, and is credited to Governor Sani.
Yeah. But then again, there also some school of thoughts that said, supporting them in what way? Are you supporting them with, is it your own money?
It's given maybe increasing the...
Yes, it is Nigeria's money. It's our money. The credit is not going to President Tinubu like he brought the money from his own pocket to support the government.
What he's saying, what the headline is saying, he said no president has supported governors like Tinubu.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It is our money that is used to support the government by increasing the allocation. You understand? And he had promised earlier that the money from subsidy removal will be used for all this. So why is the credit going
General to presidency, and FEC approves 68.7 billion naira for power projects. Power again?
The next one, please.
Flood disaster, NEMA donates relief items to Adamawa government, and it will be tough to beat Tinubu in 2027, and it's also coming and credited to Senator Olujimi.
It's always tough to beat and incubate at the local level, subnational. It's difficult. So we are here for a very tough 2027 general election, honestly. I didn't want to buy my title. I say it's an action film.
We have actually owned it. It's an action movie, in fact.
Alright, Dino Melaye resigns from PDP, and where is he heading to?
We'll find out. Fingers crossed.
Alright, 2027 Peter will be under PDP will defeat any northern candidate, Jerry Gannon, saying that, and he said in 2027 Peter will be under PDP. Is Peter will be going to PDP? Let's find out. He's still a member of the Labour Party.
Labour Party still.
Anambra Showdown 2025 candidates take battle to grassroots. And 5 least expensive. Oh, this is commercial. Alright, we have this. Nigeria spent 146 billion naira to import motorcycles in Q1 25, and NNPCL rules out sale of Port Harcourt refinery.
Better. Excuse me, I don't understand. Rules out sale. Yeah. In some Mexico, they said they were about to sell it. Yes.
So the rule out sale the refinery.
For no reason. Do you know how much I think they
They can't manage it, obviously.
So that's the main reason why they can't sell.
You know how much money they've put selling.
In fact, the refinery is still under investigation because as far as
it's under investigation. The 210 trillion that has gone through NNPC in a short while. I think they have to account for it. They say it as a set. This is why I like for them. I will come and tell me some words now.
Alright, we have this strike. We will not give preference to any patient, and it's coming from Ondo nurses because they're currently on strike. They said no preference to any patient.
It's really sad because at the end of the day, it is you and I as citizens that system. You know, so when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. And the government should always meet their side of any agreement. 2009 agreement between the government and ASU. Yet it's still pending till date. Tomorrow, if ASU starts up again and said, I want to go on strike, you still shouting. 2009, that is 16 years ago.
NCC shuts down piracy site moviebox.ng. Well, let's find out why. The Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, in collaboration with the Nigerian Internet Registration Association, NIRA, has secured the suspension of moviebox.ng, a website notorious for streaming pirated movies, music, and live sports. In a statement released Thursday in Abuja, Mrs. Ijoman Egbonike, Director of Public Affairs, announced that NCC Director General Dr. John Asien confirmed the suspension took effect on July 20, 2025. Away from that, NNPCI drills 4 oil wells in Komani, Bauchi, and 8 buildings collapsed after heavy downpour in Maiduguri.
Sad.
And lastly, looking at the entertainment angle, Justin Timberlake says he has Lyme disease. Yeah, it's here from the Vanguard paper of today's entertainment angle. When I look at that, pop star Justin Timberlake told fans Thursday he has Lyme disease, a condition he described as relentlessly okay. He said the 44-year-old from an NSYNC frontman whose world tour has been wrapped up took to Instagram in reflective mode and said this has been the most fun, emotional, and gratifying, physically demanding, and at times crushing experience he said of a tour that was criticized by some fans as Luster. Alright, so we just wish Justin Timberlake in sync, a quick recovery. Alright, Hulk Hogan, cause of death confirmed after wrestler passing.
I saw that I think over the weekend, Hulk Hogan passing at 71.
Let's find out the cause of his death. Wrestling legend,
great wrestler. I think Hulk Hogan took WrestleMania to another level. Yes.
Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Andrew the Giant,
even the Undertaker,
and Romantic Chris of the Lords. Damn.
If you understand anything, it's Tex McKenzie, Lee Mascara,
okay,
those back,
that's in the 60s.
the Sergeant Slaughter, the Bret Hitman,
so my friend,
the Undertaker.
It's current now, it's with the Hogan time, yeah, sure.
The British Bulldog, the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But now you're lost. Just focus on Ludo. Alright, wrestling legend Hulk Hogan died at 71 from a heart attack, officially listed as acute myocardial infarction, according to the New York Post. The WWE Hall of Famer, Terry Bollea, passed away on July 24 at his Clearwater, Florida home. And we have photos. We saw more photos yesterday of the wedding ceremony of Nigerian legend Tuwababa.
Now, my question is, why did they make it a private wedding, a private traditional wedding?
It's alive. Anybody can decide whatever he or she wants to do.
That's something they should be so happy to say that.
No, it's not that they're not happy, but people chooses to do what they want to do. Well, Two-Face married Annie. It was the whole world.
Exactly.
So
I expected the same thing.
no, you don't expect the same thing to do.
That was not married. It was just 10 of his friends that was there.
Exactly. So people just choose.
When I was looking at the pictures, he wasn't smiling. I couldn't see the glow in his
So
face.
are you saying he's not happy?
From the pictures, he wasn't really smiling.
You can't judge from the picture. He's a happily married man.
I did not say he was unhappy, though.
Congratulations.
I just wanted him to smile more, for the traditional wedding.
Congratulations.
It's our cousin now.
Yes.
Alright, moving over to Daily Post newspaper. From business, we have something coming from Aliko Dangote. Now, Aliko Dangote is saying that Nigerians will soon become co-owners of his refinery upon the Nigerian exchange listing. Now, the president of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has announced that Nigerians will soon have the opportunity to own shares in his $20 billion refinery upon listing on the Nigerian Exchange Limited. Now, you can now buy shares. I'm telling you, so this is actually a good one, right?
Yes.
Still on Daily Post newspaper, we have Wike unknown in PDP and can't stop Peter Obi. This is comment from party chieftain Mark. He's saying that Wike is unknown in PDP and cannot stop Peter Obi. I don't know when Wike became unknown in PDP. He's very well known in PDP.
Yeah, at this moment, Wike is still a can't carry member of the Democratic Party unless stated otherwise, maybe by the National Working Committee or from the world level. Or
But the National Working Committee are not, they don't want to build the cards.
they are just being sick. They are just
stake on the weekend.
just
Actions is doing anti-party.
Yeah, sure. So when I was asked this question, I said, where is that man with anti-party? It's anti-party. Yes, it's wicked. Has been doing Agada as we say, Go ahead, no.
What is Agada?
Agada is being here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You should know. So I think they should come out, and the weekend on his own, she also come out to say, oh, I'm still a member of the PDP, or I'm working with the APC. Because you cannot be working for APC, you are in PDP, and you are promising the president that you are working for that in 2027 that his vote is guaranteed in your state. So
it's called the wicked kind of politics. You can be working for the opposition while
Exactly. Okay, moving on, we have this one coming from the Muslim Public Affairs Center, MEPAC. They condemn masquerade attack and say that no tradition has rights to infringe on people's rights. Now, why did they say that? That the Muslim Public Affairs Center in Nigeria has condemned the recent assault on a Muslim cleric in Bomasho in Oyo State by masquerader during a cultural procession. I don't know if you guys have been to the festive areas, especially the east.
I see that in the western part of Nigeria, about flogging, masquerade flogging.
Exactly.
So there was even
It was not used to be. It's not supposed to be like that. I guess.
there was a woman in the news in Ogun State. The masquerade had to even shoot somebody. So what are you doing with a gun? There's so many and the ace is then whipping with
Some ancestors are not good. We don't use guns.
Exactly.
We don't use guns.
so it just it bothers me honestly how this their so-called festivals turns into violence and hostilities. It should be totally stopped.
But sometimes tradition is tradition. The masquerade going with canes of whip or something. It's not. For me, I don't think it's out of place.
Because you're a traditional man.
Okay. Not that. No, but before it starts, they always tell the public that okay, this XYZ A to B time, this masquerade will come out, and sometimes it brings blessings. And when it gets to you, it didn't hit you or something. And he prays for you. But when he flogs you, maybe there's something wrong with you. And of course, and it takes a cleansing.
It's a cleansing.
Yeah, kind of cleansing.
So
Whatever Chris is saying is another school of thought, and I agree with him too. Totally. Yeah, it's not. That is another school of thought. But what does also have it that it is not proper like the Muslim organization just said. What does also have that it is not supposed to be. There are just different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
If they are doing it illegally and out of place against their tradition and their the rules of their festivity, then it should be put to halt. Yes.
Because I actually remember one scenario when this happened to me when I was actually serving there. Now, I did not know that they were out then. This masquerade were out. I thought, no way! One of them just came and whipped me on the back. Bam! Oh God, it was so painful. It was so painful. I guess it's a cleansing according to what Chris said. The cleanse whatever.
How to cleanse you? I think you deserve more of that cleansing.
In fact, we need a very, very clean.
Moving on to the daily process where we have Governor Sani. He said, I haven't given 1 naira to bandits in Kaduna. I haven't given 1 naira to bandits in Kaduna. So he said
that should actually be the case. Government should fight these people head on instead of
trying to
pacify them when they are killing people. No, get head to head with them by using our security agencies.
And also, Tinubu moves Office of Surveyor General to presidency. That is coming from the Daily Post newspaper. Moving over to the Nation newspaper, we have federal government moves to curb incessant strike by workers. We also have Aliyu says taking power from South in 2027 is undesirable. This is coming from Aliyu. And FEC approves 213.7 billion now for electrification of universities, rural communities. And we have ex-minister seeks support for Tinubu's reforms. Ex-minister seeks support for Tinubu's reforms. Then we have Idimogu. He said ADC not strong enough to unseat Tinubu. This is coming from Idimogu. Tinubu made Jibrin Kwankwaso ally amid defection rumors. This is coming from the Nation newspaper. And we have Mori saying 2027 South should complete 8 years as president. president. That is coming from more. Let's get more insight into that particular headline. Now, the People's Democratic Party has been hit by a series of crises leading to the resignation of prominent chieftains. Last week, its 2023 presidential candidate, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, tendered his resignation letter, citing deep frustration with internal party democracy. And in this interview, monitored by in an interview, the Senate minority leader Abba Moro, who alleged that those leaving the party were part of the problem, insisted that the North cannot produce a president until 2031. This is comment from Abba Moro.
Talking about this Northerners struggling for the presidency, it dates back to the Northern region in 1914. The Northerners were actually high among those foreign people that actually administrated Nigeria back then. Coming to the post-independent, we have the Northern carrying out the coups, General Murtala Mohammed, General Buhari, General Babangida, all of them. Even the civilian rule, we got Shehu Shagari, we got Buhari again, and of course, the North has always dominated the presidency. I think Jonathan just ruled for, Jonathan came in from the South, and after Jonathan, you again. It's,
that's when
Jonathan came in.
Before Jonathan was an ambassador for 8 years.
And also, immediately after Obasanjo,
yes, I'm telling you, that's the graduation. They had said that the South has done how many years now? 4 years for Tinubu, 4 years for 5 years for Jonathan, and 8 years for Obasanjo. It's about 17 years altogether. And that the North has just done 8 years for Buhari and maybe 3 years for Yar'Adua. So they are saying that they are feeling shortchanged.
But they forgot when they were ruling in the military.
Yeah, that is it.
I think that's when they were at the forefront of the colonial master.
Exactly. They forgot now that, and they're talking about the Fourth Republic. You know, but as it were, I think it is time for Northerners. Let's let the South not continue. Is it either the Bola Tinubu government continues or another Southern takes over? Yeah.
Alright, moving over to Vanguard newspaper. We have Tinubu fires DG of Nigeria, climate change cancel and appoint replacement. Yes, Tinubu fires the DG of Nigeria, climate change cancel and appoint replacement. This is from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, we have actually taken the Vanguard newspaper earlier. Okay, let's quickly go on a short commercial. Let's hear from our sponsors, MTN. We'll be right back.
Join us as we dive into the headlines from top national dailies and have fun with the crew while doing it. I'm the only one that's not a dad.
Because she calls you daddy.
Oh no. And take your reactions live. Hot stories, mistakes, and your voice in the mix. Don't miss it. It's the newspaper update. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. The best way to start your morning on EBS Radio 95.7. Proudly sponsored by MTN.
MTN is doing a thing with the MTN Mega Billion promo. Plenty of knowledge, winning big, and you could be next. You don't even need to call MTN to claim your prize. They're gonna call you or text you directly. So keep an eye on your phone because your number could just make you richer. Every weekday at 7 p.m., lots of Nigerians are getting a chance to win with prizes up to 5 million naira daily, 10 million naira weekly, and plenty of other cash prizes. And anyone, I repeat, anyone could be the next winner. To join, simply dial star 900 on your MTN line, then every recharge of 100 naira or more will earn you more points and boost your chances to win at 7 p.m., which is yellow o'clock. And if you don't have an MTN line yet, well, you should go out and get one ASAP because this promo won't wait for you. While I'm out there talking, I'm recharging my phone because it's almost 5 p.m. and that is when they stop counting points for the day. But no worries, if you recharge after 5 p.m., those points will count towards your chances for the next day. So don't miss out on your opportunity to win big and better on the MTN Mega Bullion promo, which will run to the 21st of September. So go make a difference with your recharge today, guys, and you might just win big in the MTN Mega Bullion promo. Terms and conditions apply. Visit mtn.ng for more details. Yes, of course, we are back, guys. Remember that you can actually stream us live on Facebook at EBS and Benin, and you can actually throw your comments too right there on Facebook. Our studio line is 0904-436-2225. 0904-436-2225. You can actually send a WhatsApp only message to that number. WhatsApp only message. But repeat again slowly. 0904-436-2225.
This is still a great residents of Benin today that another trailer has failed at
again, every day.
Same spot. I have to call the head of news, the director of news, Fred Amopa
this morning. Of course, so if you're navigating your way to Aduawa, you just have to use the New Benin road down to the operation because this morning will be hectic.
Have they investigated what could be causing this?
It's not the rains now. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it's brake failure.
And sometimes the drivers too might be tired.
Yeah.
But how come it's same spots, same place,
Exactly.
Same area. That is Nigeria. Yeah, like I said, brake failure. Like it's Nigeria. It's now.
No, you are sending this one. You are sending.
So I was as well. I remember about him.
Just leave it like that. There's nothing. So we should leave it like that.
I don't really say we should leave it like that, so let's leave it like that. We discuss next stage. Now let's get to this day paper of today. It says up with eye on 6.8 billion reserves. NUPRC rallies oil producers to raise deep water output to 810,000 BPD. And let's look at this. NEC targets economic stimulus for over 8.8 million people in 8,809 wards across Nigeria. Federal government approved 712 billion naira for full rehabilitation of Lagos Airport Terminal 1. 712 billion naira for full rehabilitation of Lagos Airport Terminal 1.
We're talking about that. We said that before now. I think.
That's for the general.
So you see
about 712 billion naira for just Lagos Airport Terminal 1.
987 billion naira is for all the airports in Nigeria. So just one will take 712 billion.
That Lagos terminal is international.
So it should take 80% of the whole money. That's a separate money.
Everybody comes in and comes out. So I think it's the image. The image should be.
Should not take. Is it a separate money from the 987 billion? It's inside it now.
It should be inside. It should be inside.
If it's inside for just one airport, it's too much. It's outrageous.
Let's look at that story here. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, on Thursday approved 712 billion naira for the full rehabilitation, upgrade, and modernization of International Terminal 1 at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. And the approved was the centerpiece of a sweeping 900 billion naira aviation infrastructure plan for the country. So, is that correct? not correct. It's inside. It's inside the 900 billion.
So if Lagos will take someone out to India, that means the Abuja is supposed to also take that kind of amount.
Elemelo Africa must lead on development, bridge infrastructure, energy gaps, and positive macroeconomic indicators push market cap and by 12.47 trillion in July 2025. And we have more story coming in. Says positive on the foundation inaugurates Green Youth Upskill program to bridge climate employment gaps, and US GDC how all-powered screening device is improving TB diagnosis in Nigeria. And that's what we can take from this day paper of today.
Moving over to Daily Trust newspaper. And now, earlier we actually said that Tinubu extends Customs CG's tenure. Now, Daily Trust is actually bringing it from a whole different angle concerning the extension. They said from custom to immigration and the police force, President Tinubu repeated tenure extension for top officials have sparked fresh controversy, despite the fact that these people are, despite this tenure extension beyond their retirement age, they're still extending their tenure. So it has actually sparked a lot of controversy.
So when he extended that of the IGP, the person of a Kennedy, so people raised eyebrows and that he was above retirement age, above 60, and why should he? So I don't know what the law says concerning that.
Yes, they're saying it's unconstitutional. Whether is it constitutional or not?
The president have the prerogative to retain whatever he wants to retain, but by the law, once upon your retirement age, you cut the service to take a bow. You understand? So that it will not alter the scenario, because there are progresses. Other officers are there waiting in line, and some will just retire without being there. And some have planned to, okay, when Mr. A leaves, Mr. B should continue. But then since it has altered that, and the president has the sole prerogative to say, okay, I want this man to remain there. It's loyal to me, and of course he can do the best.
All right, okay. Still on Daily Trust, we have food crisis. 34 million Nigerians at risk of hunger as UN food aid ends. There are about 1.4 million internally displaced persons in northeastern Nigeria at risk of starvation following the withdrawal of humanitarian funding by the United Nations. This is disheartening.
Very disheartening. Sure.
Then #end bad governance protests. 1 year after, nothing has changed. This was actually
exactly 1 year today. The end bad governance protest started and spanned for 10 days, but I'm thinking in those states it was done for about 4-5 days, and some other states 4-5 days before it was meant to go for first to on the 10th. And nothing has really changed. It's just back and forth and repeating, and even in some areas some things have even gone worse than it was last year. So just raised the people at the helm of affairs, governors, senators, House of Reps, yes, state House of Assembly members should go to the aid of the people who will go out there to cast their vote, to make sure that they retain power to lead us, because we coming to serve you. When they are coming for campaign, we are your servants. We are your servants. We are coming to serve.
We do anything.
Yes, they can even use their knee.
Some of them can wear white and stand on the
yeah, sure. When they say it's in Akara, they collect from me.
Corn, roasted corn.
Yes. The fact now is that
I think the electorates will, oh my God, the electorates definitely, I think they are wiser this time. Because
that's how we always say, every year we say we are wiser. Something happens over and over. That's That's why this report just said nothing has changed. Honestly, nothing has changed. Trust me, by the time we say, oh, we are wiser, we are all the time, we are always wiser. We are always like Solomon. Rather, it is Nigerians that will still change.
Like a senator in a street is not tired.
You understand? Last year it was like that, and this year it's still like that. So has anything changed?
So move ahead.
Okay.
We move.
So we move. Still on the Trust newspaper, we have insecurity. In order to curtail insecurity, recruitment of 13,000 personnel on the way. This is coming from the army. That recruitment of 13,000 personnel on the way. So they're putting all hands on deck to eradicate insecurity in the northern part and in other parts of Nigeria. And that is it from Daily Trust newspaper.
Not just employing these people, honestly. Our security agencies, they should be well taken care
I was
of.
just going through a video just
Well taken care of.
where Patrick just showed me where kidnapped victims have been tortured. So, I don't know, inhuman, flogging, and of course, it's too bad. Too bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Our security agencies, they should be well taken care of too. Outside the way, calling them out to say, oh, they're not doing enough. It should also be well taken care of. It should be well taken care of. The police,
If you go to some police barracks now,
it's a mess. It's a mess.
At times there was, I don't know how it all, I don't know where it all got wrong. At times there was in the military, because I can say this because my dad's a military soldier. You can go to the HQ and sign for the things you need, the camouflage, the blankets, the everything you need to go on a course or a training or wherever you're going to. All prepared, all army, all clean, all well fashioned. You understand? The vehicles you use are all from the military. Later on, I don't know what happened. You just can't go to the HQ and find all these things there again. Even the children from the barracks, sometimes we put on a uniform, we have this kind of like, because it's there in abundance. Yeah, but everything is there. You understand? But
This idea you're talking about, Chris, is also affecting the educational sector. Wherein a professor just needs maybe $5,000 or $10,000 for research. It's for the betterment of our nation. You don't get it. So it's affecting all sectors.
I don't understand. All the police barracks now, they don't have vehicle. Some stations actually, no vehicle to your phone. If you say that vehicle sometimes,
some barracks, they don't even have toilets. I don't even go to some barracks, my brother, you can't even pass through. You can't pass through, honestly.
Let's move now to East Africa, where we'll be looking at the Citizen paper in Tanzania. And in Tanzania, we have this story here. It says high varsity dropout rate prompts concern. High varsity dropout rate prompts concern. And in the 2023 and 2024 academic year alone, 3,025 students dropped out of universities in Tanzania, including 2,319 who were discontinued, mostly due to poor academic performance. You can find the full details on page 2 on high varsity dropout rate in Tanzania this month.
Due to high tuition or what? Why should they be dropping out? Government again at all levels in Africa should find a way to subsidize education. Honestly, I know I don't know for Tanzania if there are other sectors that they are subsidizing, but I think if that's the case, they should subsidize education, because education is a tool for national key. It's key for national development. So
And they said including 2,319 who were discontinued, mostly due to poor academic performance.
poor academic performance. Okay, that is
For about 2,319.
that means it's not a fault. It's not a fault.
If it is poor academic performance, that means
their foundation must be very, very poor. It starts from there. It starts from probably there, sure. With the foundations were very, very poor. Because I knew how I attended my primary school and to my tertiary level. So the accolades from the grassroots.
Alright, joining us now is AJ Sports. I'd like to say good morning to you, AJ Sports.
Good morning, the whole crew. Good morning, Benin City. God bless Nigeria.
And we are reporting the high varsity dropout rates in Tanzania. And they said 3,025 students drop out of university in Tanzania, and including 2,319 who were discontinued mostly due to poor academic performance.
I think if you watch his social media trend, I think that should be no perturbing news because we now see people who really believe in fact, in every sphere of life now, I think democracy is now welcome. Yeah, you see just somebody that just, especially, I have this argument, especially when it comes to sports. You see somebody who just know how to kick a ball, it's now worth 30 million pounds. No other big talent. So, but before in the days, you have to be well equipped. Before you go to the university, you need to have you need to be well grounded. You need to you need to have all the logical reasoning before you get to study. But these days, we see it not just in Tanzania, not in East Africa, but I think every part of the world we've seen a lot of decadness when it comes to critical thinking and maybe excellence.
Alright, so let's look at the Marcel. We have voter participation trends in Tanzania from 1958 to 2020. You can find full details on page 10. And national, and we have Tanzania boosting with new logistics facility, and that story is on page 2. TTB unveils major tourism campaign ahead of Chan finals, and you can find that on page 20. And we have this mineral value addiction set to bring in $11.7 billion yearly. Tanzania stands to unlock up to $11.7 billion in annual revenue and create more than 25,000 jobs through enhanced value addition in its mineral sector, according to the new report. And that's what you can take from the Citizen paper in Tanzania today.
Right, let's quickly crack down on some of the reactions on WhatsApp. Okay, we have AJ from the White House. He says, hello guys in the studio, Sugar Baby, Desmond, Chris, and St. Patrick's. Hello Venice City, hello world. I wish I could be there. Remember folks, watch what you eat because you will end up like me on the toilet. Okay, I believe Dangote will shake up the petroleum industry for better. And the NLC and TUC need to get behind the nurses. They're being too quiet. That's not all. He said for the trailer that keeps falling, it's bad driving coupled with bad roads. And to build an airport of international standard costs from $1 to $15 billion. And so an upgrade costing that much isn't so out of place. And Lagos welcomes multinationals daily, so it is worth it. And it's just things because the country is currently facing deep issues, so hearing it won't sit right. This is, AJ giving a whole full package of reactions across different headlines.
Thank you so much, AJ. Fine.
Okay, and we have this one comment from Raf from Jerry. Say good morning, Bella Ma. Refined Sugar Baby. I day here is a cause for a woman could not stay in his husband's house after taking marriage oath. Nothing works like patience. Mr. Peter Obi should put the qualities of a good leader into consideration and shun the high level of desperado of becoming Nigerian president. He should take exemplary life from our heroes of the blessed memory like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Dr. Obafemi Awolowo, Chief Tony Anene, and Ambrose Ali. Let me mention but a few. These men maintain consistency, life worth emulation, and make history for future generations. This is just Ralph giving his, summarized reaction. And also we have this one comment from Isaac. He said, good morning, sir. My name is Austin. I have a very important message to pass across. Okay. All right. Just, you have a... Okay. Okay, it's because he has a very important message to pass across to our station and he needs respect. He wants it to be a live broadcast. Okay.
Let him say it, yeah. We need to be very sure of what you want to pass across to.
He was actually calling via WhatsApp.
He was calling via WhatsApp?
Yes, he was calling via WhatsApp.
Just tell him to type. Let him type.
Okay, just type it out and we will read it out, Isaac.
Let's be sure of what you're saying.
Exactly, let's be very sure. And we have this one comment from Ultima the Great. He said, thank God it's Friday and month of August. Our Lord is good. Tell the man who said that Tinubu will win with 15 million votes that he have only one vote for Tinubu. He will not vote for another Nigeria, for other NIG, okay? Obi will win next presidential election no matter the party he moves to. Only if INEC will do the needful and be sincere to Nigerians. I beg our governors to judiciously use the huge money they are receiving every 30 days as Tinubu directed them yesterday, so they will not sell our refineries again. And good news, I wish all Nigeria a beautiful and fruitful month of August in Jesus' name. This one is coming from Ultima the Great.
Thank you.
And so far, that's the reactions from WhatsApp.
Alright, shortly we'll move into sports, but let's get a special message once again from MTN.
So MTN is doing a thing with the MTN Mega Billion promo, and plenty of Nigerians are winning big, and you could just be next. You don't even need to call MTN to claim your prize. If you're a winner, they're gonna call or text you directly. So keep an eye on your phone because your number could just make you richer. Every weekday at 7 p.m., lots of Nigerians are getting the chance to win with prizes up to 5 million naira daily, 10 million naira weekly, and plenty of other cash prizes. And just anyone, I repeat, could be the next winner. To join, simply dial *900# on your MTN line, then every recharge of 100 naira or more will earn you more points and boost your chances to win at 7 p.m., which is yellow o'clock. And if you don't have an MTN line, you should go out and buy one ASAP because this promo won't wait for you. Automatically talking, I'm recharging my phone because it's almost 5 p.m. and that is when they stop counting points for the day. But no worries, if you recharge after 5 p.m., those points will count towards your chances for the next day. So don't miss out on your opportunity to win big and better on the MTN Mega Billion promo, which will run till the 21st of September. So go make a difference with your recharge card today, and you might just win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo. TNC applies. Visit mtn.ng for more details. To sports with AJ Sports and St. Patrick. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting service 95.7 FM. Sports.
Alright, good morning, sport fans out there listening to us live. This is EBS Radio, and just in case you want to hear more and more quality programs, just join us online at ebsng.com. Simply, you can also get us live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. AJ Sport is here, Chris is here. We'll be looking at sports together, and we quickly look at what happened yesterday in the Europa qualification yesterday, Europa League qualification yesterday. We saw a combination of two former players, that of Shakhtar Donetsk and Besiktas. Yeah, of course, Shakhtar Donetsk is being handled by Arda Turan, a former player, and of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, he's a former Manchester United player and coach as well. and he's the one handling Bakistan at the moment. And 2 goals to nil, but on aggregate 6-2. Huge game, and it's a very, very terrible fixture.
Yeah, huge game, like terrible fixture, like you said. I think the team from Istanbul never saw that coming, but Turan, Leicester, very formidable player. I think I enjoyed him the most while he was still playing for Atletico Madrid. Very fine midfielder, rugged midfielder, like any Atletico Madrid midfielder we stand out to be. And he then went on to take on the job with Shakhtar Donetsk, not just too long, just a few weeks ago he took the job. But Shakhtar, a very, very formidable side when it comes to Europe. They did the job in the first leg when they played very brilliant football. If you watch some of the, take one of the goals that when they were playing in Istanbul in Turkey against Besiktas, they placed, I think it was about 22 touches before they scored one beautiful goal from behind. So I think he's doing a very good job in Ukraine. But for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was gone.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing perfectly well, and we look forward to if we can find him back to Old Trafford.
That's very hilarious.
Alright, okay, let's move forward. We have AK Larnaca winning on aggregates 2-1 against Cluj, and it's a very beautiful game to see that coming through. And the game between Haken and Anderlecht ended 2-1. Anderlecht not going to the Europa. That's news.
I think it's a very big shame to Anderlecht, considering Haken, a Swedish team that just threw them out of the tournament. When you talk about talent, I understand. Like I said, footballing talent is becoming low-graded right now. So the mediocrity is very, very high. So the almost all teams are now at equilibrium when we talk about our top talent. So it's no longer that surprising to me. I'm not bewildered by the result, but talent is a very, very big club of stature. You recall that the youngest player ever to score for the UEFA Champions League was from Anderlecht many years ago by the certain Nigeria, what they call Celestine Babayaro. So Anderlecht is a very lustrous club when it comes to Europe, but they will not be participating in the UEFA Champions League this season. What a shame.
What a shame for Anderlecht not participating in the Europa Cup. And another club that will be there, it's Lugano. They won't be there, and hopefully let's see if they'll be in the Conference League. And Cluj, it's already through to the next round of the competition. Hibernian won't be there as well, and Midland will be there. And they defeated Hibernian by 2-1. And the match between Lagia Warszawa ended 2-1. And Banik Ostrava out of the competition. And Braga going through to the next round against Levski Sofia.
Yeah, I think a big one for Braga. Another very lustrous club when it comes to Europe. From Portugal, they qualified against the Bulgaria side, Levski Sofia, after extra time. Also, Liga Warszawa, like I rightly said, another big Polish club that we want to see prove their dominance also through to the next round. While Midland, yeah, very, very good Danish club. I think one of the strikers who scored yesterday, and Viaro ruled as the goal. Currently, we see how we're working for Qatar for him, and because very fine player, and I think Midland are a very, very good team when it comes to producing very young talent.
Let's look at more than 20 games played yesterday in the UEFA Conference League, and more than 20, huge, I must say. And let's quickly look at some of the most important games played before we get into some of the friendly matches played. AZ Atman ended 5-0 against Leeds, and we have Nome Cluj 2, and St. Patrick's Athletic ended 2-0, and St. Patrick's going through to the next round of the competition.
St. Patrick's Athletic, I think it's a club from Ireland, so I think they have been doing very well. And because being announced by the one and only St. Patrick's.
Alright, AIK 6 and between Barca Jerusalem ended 5 goals to 2. And we also have great games played yesterday. Copa 3 and Viking 5 ended Viking to the next round of the competition. And Maccabi Haifa 3 and Torpedo Zindeno 0. I'm wondering why Maccabi Haifa is playing the Conference League instead of the Europa League.
Like I said, Maccabi Haifa, one of the biggest club, if not the biggest club in Israel. But football right now, the talent is not that high. Before you see all the best talent in Israel will be playing for Maccabi Haifa. So therefore, when they want to play against other teams, they not have the best talent. But now you now have teams that can also pay some good money, so they can share some of these players. Now things are not in equilibrium. So I think that's just one of the huge ones. But other teams also have developed their football. So football is not like it used to be before.
Another surprise club that's playing for the Conference League is Sparta Prague, and they won 4 goals to name against Aktobe, and it's another surprise club.
I think Sparta Prague, big club I expect, comes from Czech Republic. They were a team from Prague. I think playing in the Conference League is quite surprising to me, but it's playing in the Conference League is better for these clubs. I think it's a huge innovation for all of these clubs, the clubs from the Czechs, let's say Bulgaria, all of those teams to play European football. So I think they're really taking advantage of it. The Armenia, the Lithuania, all of those clubs they are just taking advantage of it.
And then lastly, Shamrock Rovers 0 and St. Joseph's 0. But Shamrock River is moving to the next round after 4 goals ahead on aggregate, and they are going through to the next round of the competition. But actually look at the Premier League Summer Series. It's a friendly game, currently ongoing. Manchester United defeated AFC Bournemouth by 4 goals to 1. And the man has plenty training from the squad. I'm talking about Rashmond Holland. Is plenty training. He got a goal yesterday. He scored in the 8 minutes. And we're talking about him moving to another club because Manchester United is looking for a top striker that will be up there for the club.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a very different football we are having these days. I think I have this argument with some Manchester United fans when Rasmus Holland was being signed, and they told me, yeah, he's very good. I told him, when you check the stats of Rasmus Holland coming in from Atalanta, you see, when you have an attacking player for Atalanta that doesn't score about 15 goals a season, I can tell you that attacker is not good, because Gasperini, when he was leading Atalanta, was really a very entertaining side. So you see, Atalanta can go a season with 2-3 of their forward players scoring about 10, 15, 12 goals a season. But Rasmus Holland was not. Holland didn't score that much for Atalanta. So I knew it was going to be a disaster waiting to happen. And we saw that, and I think I have been proven right. But now that I've seen how they can ship in a way, talking about signing Benjamin Sesko from Leipzig, and he will be going to Leipzig. So I think we also saw then talking to Chelsea with Nicholas Jackson, a swap D. So I think Rasmus Holland is only a matter of time, or maybe it's just going to be a backup striker.
Alright, let's say he's going to be a backup striker for Manchester United come next season. That will begin this month, and we're coming down to the big day. And don't forget
and also don't forget another big one that is beginning this month is the NPFA. 22nd of this month, it will be kicking off with the league champions, Real Masters, playing against the team that fought them to the end, Rivers United. Is going to be a big one, and the whole fixture will keep rolling.
I will keep you updated and keep you up to speed when we're talking about the NPFL pretty soon. But let's look at the match between Manchester United and Bournemouth. More goals came on in the 25th minute. Patrick Douglas scoring for Manchester, and in resumption of the second half, we have Matthias de Ligt scoring for Manchester, and Amad Diallo and the star player scored in the 53rd minute before Bournemouth got a late goal. It's an own goal from Matthias de Ligt.
Yeah, I think the big one was that was trending was the Patrick Dogo story. Everybody was now comparing him and calling him a much more better than Nuno Mendes, the Paris Saint-Germain left back. That he is a much better defender or a much better left back compared to Mendes. So I think it's just normal these days when a player, because of social media, when a player has just one good game, everybody starts thinking that he is the best player in the world instead of maintaining consistency like we've seen Nuno Mendes maintained for like 2 years, I think, in my opinion. But I still think Nuno Mendes also needs to show us that he can replicate this performance and even do better for the next 2-3 years before I can say yes, Nuno Mendes can be called a top class player. But for Patrick, it's very, very popular now with football, especially with social media. Just get one good, decent game. You see that we've seen that with Rashford and some of these top players.
Alright, so in Portugal, the league has started with the Super Cup, and Sporting Lisbon, as it's called Sporting CP, and they lost to Benfica by a lone goal. And it's a very, very good starter. Benfica want it, and they deserve it.
Yeah, I think it's always a very huge one. The two teams are from the capital side, Lisbon. So it's always a huge game when these two teams play each other. So the rivalry is very, very high. The intensity second to none. So I think it's always a big one. And there, Benfica got it right. Maybe they can just unseat Sporting Lisbon dominance, like we've seen in the past 2-3 seasons. Maybe they are cooking something. Let's see what we eat this season.
And for the North American Super League, we saw Lionel Messi with 2 assists in a particular game and similar goals. I was wondering when I saw the highlight of that game, I was wondering if it's the same goal, but it's different scorer.
Yeah, that's true. I saw it, and it was really an amazing one. I think this is what we are seeing now in football. We now have more money to spend, so a lot of what everybody used to enjoy in Barcelona or in Europe, people now in the US and in South America can still enjoy it and see a lot of things. So I think it's a good one, very fantastic, enterprising goal from Inter Miami.
Zanzibar again versus Nigeria. It ended 2-0. The first leg ended goalless draw, and the second leg is another draw, 2-0. I wonder what they are playing with the Zanzibar.
I think it was just complacency from the Chan Eagles, leading in the first half 2 goals to nothing, and in the second half it was a complete chaos. I think Eric Chill need to look for how these defenders can stay chill going into the Chad AFCON that will be starting tomorrow in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. So it's going to be a very massive one. Let's see how this team will go. But I really believe in this Chan Eagles team, though some of the players that ought to be playing in the Chan Eagles, just like my argument all the time, most of these players have left the country. Talking about Isaac Xavier, he saved Rangers towards winning the title 2 seasons ago. He also scored very fantastic goal for the qualifiers when played against Ghana. The game in Uyo won 3 goals to nothing. We will not be seeing him. Another player who has been fantastic for Tornadoes, the midfielder who also played for the Super Eagles first team, also has left, I think, from Czech. They call Papa Daniels, and he's no longer with Tornado. So some of these players will not be playing for the chanting. So I think one of the challenges is the fact that they don't have the, I don't know if they don't have the ability, but they don't pay these players enough to keep them for playing in these clubs. Hence, you even see Nigeria team no longer doing well in the CAF Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup. The last time we stepped our authority was in 2004-2005 when Eyimba Afaba won the Champions League back-to-back, the first team to do that in Africa, and still remaining the only team to do that, winning the Champions League back-to-back. And it was really enough and enormous spending. The the then Abia governor then Juzo Kali did for Enyimba, and it really showed on the pitch. So I think that's one thing we are shorting in the club side, and it has now shown in the national side.
And Victor Bukari is playing his debut for Arsenal yesterday after being substituted in for after Kai Havertz was substituted out for Victor, and the match between Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur ended 1-0. Tottenham going with that win, was Sarr scoring for Tottenham Hotspur in the 45th minute.
Yeah, I think Arsenal trying to be very complicated in the midfield, and the goalkeeper close to the midfield, they missed the ball when they were trying to press at the midfield, and the ball fell to Sarr. There was no goalkeeper in the goal, so he just locked it past the goalkeeper from about 45 yards, and that was the only goal of the game. Victor came in the second half, and just like social media, we have it ways. He had only 2 touches in the game, all through the game when he came in, and a lot of people are now saying that just shows that Arsenal will still, because of 2 touches, they are going to stay second in the league again this season. But I think Gyökeres might just be the missing ingredient Arsenal need to challenge and win the title. Good goal scorer, and we'll just wait to see how it goes.
And the Superman Lamine Yamal scoring a brace, almost scoring a hat-trick, because the first goal that Lewandowski converted was the first goal Lewandowski converted was almost a goal for Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski got that, but he scored a brace in that game. The game ended 7-3 against FC Seoul, and we saw Jesse Lingard leading the Seoul team from the left flank.
Yeah, I think Jesse has been there for, this will be his second season in South Korea, and he has been really doing fantastic team. I saw a goal he scored last week, and it was really tremendous. It reminded me of the Jesse Lingard I used to see growing up in Manchester United. But for Lewandowski scoring that goal, I think that is the proper way a striker does. Not sit back and check and second guess if the ball will enter the goal. You need to confirm it, and that's why they good one for Lamine. And also the prodigal son from Manchester United grabbed an assist in that game for Lamine, the one they call Marcus Rashford.
Alright, let's look at all the great games played. Aston Villa 2 and St. Louis City 1, and Monaco 3 and Torino 1. And we have other games: Mallorca 1, Parma 1, Pet 0 and AC Milan 9. And that's a huge scoreline there. And AS Roma 3 and Cannes 0. We have Villarreal 1 and Genoa 3, and Real Oviedo 0 and Villarreal 0. But let's look at the windows at the moment. We saw Victor Osimhen saying goodbye to Napoli, and also Napoli posting video of Victor Osimhen and saying thank you for what you've done for the club.
Yeah, I think that's right. Ought to be, and no matter the black blood, he's no longer there, so they need to appreciate him. He was there, he scored a lot of goals for them, also won a title. They have good and bad memories, that's how life is, but at least it's a business, and yes, he tried for them, and they are telling him thank you. Victor Osimhen, I think after the shenanigans going on between his move, he has now finally been unveiled for Galatasaray. But I still think, in my own opinion, it's really a shame that Victor Osimhen will be playing for Galatasaray. You can't doubt his ability. His ability is not in that. The trajectory since when he came from Belgium to France, Lille, and now in Italy, and he went to Turkey, you see his ability. But the question is, it's with his attitude. I think that is the major reason you didn't see any big club wants to sign Victor Osimhen. So I would argue maybe they are a little bit sentimental talking about Victor Osimhen because maybe he's in Nigeria. But most of the time, I like to spill the
But we saw a couple of big clubs after him. We saw discussion from Manchester United, and he said no. And we also saw a little discussion from Arsenal, and he turned them down. Then Al Hilal, you might not call that a big club because it's based in Saudi Arabia, and they went like 2-3 times asking for Victor Osimhen to come through, but that didn't work because the player said no.
No, I think a club like Arsenal will not want to see me and he wants to go to Galatasaray. And a club like Manchester United will not want to see me and wants to go to Galatasaray. Or Chelsea. You see, the fact was that these clubs, if you see them, they are more careful about their dressing room. So they understand that if Victor Osimhen comes, like Manchester United already have a disarrayed dressing room, so they don't want somebody of that kind of attitude. Chelsea, a very cracked dressing room, and Liverpool still chasing Isak for almost 170 million. Why can't they just pay 75 million for Victor Osimhen? But the fact was that his attitude is now fighting against the talent. He just needs to calm down. He needs a good advisor.
But you know, some of these clubs, they want a player that can fit into their style of play.
I think Victor Osimhen can fit into the style of play of any of these big teams.
And that's a wrap-up sports update this morning. Big thanks to the team here. Desmond, thank you. And thank you, Angel Sports. Thank you, Sugar Baby and Chris. We'll do it again same time Monday. My name is Patrick. Good morning.
You never catch me in the next man sweater if they ain't let them hate. I drop your whole plan. Lay on down for the 3 seconds. You can't see me. What time is now? It's the franchise for the shot now. You can't see me. What time is now? It's gonna be.
Good morning, it's 8:30 and this is the news bit. Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has flagged off palliative work on failed portions of federal roads in Edo North Senatorial District. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Fred Otuah, said in a statement on Thursday that the road section spans about 9.61 kilometers. This includes the Aoji, Igara, Ayetoro, Nume, Nekwa, Ayegole, Ipeshi, Ibilo, Eko, Eka, Oke Axis, all located within the Edo North Senatorial District. At the flag of Governor Monday, Okpebholo said his administration will continue to ensure good highways in Edo North, Edo Central and Edo South Senatorial District and will confront insecurity in this state, particularly kidnapping, which he described as having become a business. He added that the President Bola Tinubu administration remained committed to the development of the state and will ensure that the people benefited from the dividends of democracy, as shown in the mandate given by the President to make sure he rehabilitates the fair portions of roads across the state, whether federal or state. President Bola Tinubu on Thursday called on state governors to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians by investing more in rural electrification, agricultural mechanization, poverty eradication, and infrastructure. Tinubu call followed the presentation on the renewed Hope World Development Program by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, at the 158th meeting of the National Economic Council held at the State House Council Chambers in Abuja. The President urged state governors to collaborate with the federal government to drive economic development to rural areas across the country, directed NEC to set up a committee to enhance the actualization of legacy projects, especially the Lagos, Calabar, and the Sokoto Badagry superhighways, and order the transfer of the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation to the Presidency. In the meantime, the National Economic Council has called for the strengthening of State Emergency Management Agency, SEMAS, across the 36 states of the Federation and urged the Federal Ministry of Finance to release emergency funds to address impending flood effect. This was contained in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Communication, Stanley Walcher, on Thursday. The Council resolution came following a presentation by the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Surveyor Omar, on the country's 2025 flood preparedness and response initiative during the Council meeting. It added that local government areas and communities were specifically directed to take ownership of local risk mitigation efforts, engage actively in awareness campaigns, and report early signs of flood risks to appropriate authorities. With that, concludes the news made for 8:30. Good morning.